Hello, educators. My name is Carrie Cole with Side by Side Educational Consulting. Thanks so much for joining me for today's Quick Tip Tuesday as we continue our series on strategies for practice and review that help learning stick. So, over the past few weeks, we've talked about several types of practice. Massed practice. Remember the tagline for massed practice: repetition and initial learning with high intensity. We've also talked about spaced practice with the tagline, a little today, a little tomorrow, big impact later. Today, we're turning to interleaved practice, the strategy that really helps build flexibility and transfer. So, what is interleaved practice? Interleaved practice simply means mixing up different types of previously learned problems, skills, or concepts in a practice session instead of blocking all of one type before moving on. Think of it as mixing it up to promote long-term mastery. Why does it work? Well, interleaving forces students to decide on which strategy to use, recognize differences between concepts, and apply learning more flexibly. It mirrors the way problems actually appear in the real world, where they're not so neatly separated by category. And like spaced practice, interleave doesn't take extra time. You can build it into warm-ups, reviews, homework, or test prep. The key is variety, alternating between topics, shuffling question types, or spiraling concepts together. Here are a few examples from a classroom. So, for example, in elementary math, instead of giving students 15 subtraction problems in a row, you might mix it up using previously learned addition problems in the set. Students can't just then rely on repetition. They have to really pause, notice what kind of problem it is, and select the correct operation. Another example might be after teaching long A with a silent E in a phonics lesson. Once students have solidified that new silent E with long A spelling, then you interleave it with CVC words that were previously taught with short vowel A to further help students differentiate between the two sounds and spellings. Another example might be high school history. Instead of reviewing the causes of World War II and then moving on, once students have an understanding of World War II causes through both massed and spaced practice, you might mix in retrieval practice from causes of World War I. Students could then compare and contrast between the causes of the two wars, identifying similarities and differences, and analyzing how one war set the stage for the next. By mixing topics, they practice not just recall, but also discrimination and deeper understanding. The result? Students don't just learn how to solve a problem or recall a fact, they learn when to use a strategy and why it applies. Interleaving strengthens memory. It promotes flexible thinking, and it makes knowledge more transferable across contexts. So here's the challenge for today. Take a look at your assignments and your reviews. Are they blocked by one skill or concept at a time? Where could you shuffle, mix in, or spiral in prior learning to push students towards deeper understanding? Thanks so much for joining me for Quick Tip Tuesday. This wraps up the 3 practice types to deepen learning. Remember, mass practice gets it started, spaced practice makes it last, interleaved practice makes it flexible. Next week, we will interleave our learning of these 3 practice types and deepen our understanding. Have a great rest of your week, everyone.